Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday morning to you, Gogglefroggers. And hello and welcome, Marion. Lovely to have you sitting.
Morning, Angela. Lovely to see you as well.
Oh, thank you. So if you haven't seen us before, you could be watching us live, you could be watching us on replay or on YouTube. This is your excuse to sit down for an hour with fellow Gogglefroggers with whatever project you're working on.
Cup of tea?
With a cupette of tea, coffee, water. Oh, I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but if you need a gin and tonic, you might need a gin and tonic.
Oh, and Ollie has joined us already.
Oh, and Ollie's a beautiful big dog, rather a large dog. So you may hear him panting if it's a little bit warm.
Yeah. Oh, and you'll never guess what tea I'm drinking.
What's that? Ringtons.
Yes.
Oh, wow. And what's it like?
We're fans.
Really?
I ordered all different sorts. They're gold, they're nicer, they're breakfast, and they're decaf. We started on their decaf, and the first one my husband had, he went, "This tastes like tea."
So brilliant.
And their biscuits are to die for. Safia said their caramel wafers were good. Yeah, Safia, they're very, very, very good. And I love their ginger crunch. Oh boy, do I love their ginger crunch. So I've got an order waiting.
Right.
Because I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll do a batch order every so often. And they've got some really nice gifts as well. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll get one of those for so-and-so for Christmas and that. So you did very well advertising them.
And this is what we do. We set this up 23 weeks ago now when we went into lockdown.
No, 24, isn't it?
Is it 24 weeks ago?
Geeta will put us right.
She will. And we're on episode 110. Can you believe it? And we set this up because we were going into lockdown. These are all of our friends that we normally meet in knit and natters, in cafes, in pubs around our local area in Leighton Buzzard. And we just thought it'd be nice to try and keep in touch with everybody, and have these chats that we would normally have face to face about wool, about yarn, tea, ringtons, holidays, anything. And that's what we've been doing for 110 episodes now. So who knows what we're going to talk about? All you do know is that we're going to chat. There may be technical issues.
Yeah, there will be technical issues.
There will be chuckling, just like we do whenever we go to a normal knit and natter. And we've met such beautiful, beautiful friends along the way. So welcome, sit back and enjoy, and hello to all of our friends. We absolutely love this. So it is Monday morning here. I have to say, this morning I was frantically looking around the house because I did not know where my wool was. I took it to my in-laws yesterday. I got 2 rows done. And that was it. And I couldn't find it, but we had to bring back a latch door that they're taking out of their property, and we've got all old latch doors, so we've taken it. And my bag of knitting was underneath the door in the front seat. So that's where it was. But I suddenly thought, where on earth has my project gone? But it's here. So I found my bag, and my Gogglefrogs bag, and it had its outing. And my brother-in-law said, "Is that your Gogglefrogs?" Because he didn't know about Gogglefrogs until yesterday. So, "Is that your bag?" I said, "Yeah." Then my sister-in-law said, "Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it?" So yeah, it's amazing when bags merch goes out. So yeah, I haven't got the t-shirt though, because I don't wear t-shirts, but Robert has.
What Richard likes about them is it's a nice bright yellow, and he can see with the black lettering on.
Yeah, it was just by fluke that we both said, "Oh, it's cheerful, it's bright, you know." So that's where it came from. But just sit back and enjoy. And I will go through this. I think last week you may remember that the purple had not been done. This is a batik swirl, and for some reason the purple just hasn't dyed properly. So I had white patches, and it looked almost like the fjord wool. So what I've done is I've taken that all back. I've just taken that purple out, and I've started on the next colour, pink, which isn't the norm. However, what happened yesterday when I went to my in-law, sorry, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and little niece, I put this on her, which is a beautiful big shawl, and she absolutely loved it. And it swirled round and round and round, and she loved the pom-poms on the bottom. So I'm just going to start it on whatever colour. And because she's only 5, she doesn't need it that big, does she? So I thought, no, I'm not taking the purple out to try and put it in this. We wouldn't have done that in the olden days, would we?
No.
So I'm going to be a proper knitter and just say go with it. So I cut the purple out, started on the pink. The pink is actually dyed correctly, so that's fine. And it's only the end of the sleeve. And then the next thing, I'm going to make a little one of these for her.
She'll love that.
She will, she will. So, and when I showed her the colours, and, you know, she was excited about rainbow colours. And I think it's about how it looks rather than the organised order that we like to do in knitting. So I just thought embrace it. It's really interesting. But all of these, it's called Meadow, but it is Richard of York gave battle in vain. So it is the ordered colours of the rainbow. But hey ho, I'm just defying science, aren't I? At last.
I played yarn chicken with some yarn from the moment I cast it on.
Really?
Really. I used the pattern and the yarn provided by the company.
Yeah.
Truly scrumptious.
Yes.
I started it last week. You start off with 4 stitches, and it's a very shallow.
Oh, I like that.
Very shallow. But
yeah.
Here at the top, can you see?
Yeah.
I should have 24 garter stitch rows.
Right.
I've only got 12. And I had about 4 yards left after casting off all that lot loosely. So yarn chicken from cast on. So I can't say I was a happy bunny, and I can't find her now on the web or anything. The web page isn't there. It was the first online wool fest that we had.
Oh.
The yarn's lovely, and I've used exactly what she said, but you don't expect it to be that short, do you?
No, not unless they've put the wrong needle size on.
That is a possibility. It's a 4-ply yarn, and they told me to use a 4.5. If we'd used a 4, then it wouldn't have been so long. So,
but you have a unique creation, Marion, and I think that's where, thankfully, sometimes we just say we're going to go with it. We're going to see where we get to.
It's still long enough to be usable.
Yes, so that's good. And sometimes when we've got more expensive yarn, we do use what they recommend. If it's cheaper yarn, then we've got no issue, have we, in buying a couple of extra balls because it's only a few pounds. But
that was £16 for the 100-gram skein.
Yeah. So they're not cheap, and I know quite a few of mine are like £25 a skein, and that's where you think, shall I buy another one? No. If it's under £10, like when I bought this one, I thought I'm going to need 1 to 2. No issue in buying 2 because they're £10 each. But once you're like £20, £25, then to buy an extra spare one that may never ever get used, that's why we think no.
Exactly.
And oops, I just dropped my thing. I tell you what we'll do. Shall we have a little bit of music? and then we'll say some good mornings.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful morning. There is cloud in the sky, but thankfully we have clouds because as it blows away, we then see beautiful blue skies.
Yeah.
And I believe that today's music is something that you've asked for. Is that right, Marion?
Yes, it is. I hope everybody likes it. It's a bit different for Gogglefrogs. Have you listened to it?
No, I haven't. I never ever listen to the music until we go live. So
okay,
this is totally new to me. I don't know what's coming. So we will, if you can go on mute, Marion, and we will say some hellos after the music. Who was that young gentleman?
I don't know who he was. There is a better recording on YouTube, and I will put the link. But because of copyright, that was the only one we could play. Brigitta's called it a strange looking instrument. And Georgie's called it lovely and soothing. It's a clarinet. It's should be played in a bohème clarinet. Something's coming back at me. Is your mic okay?
Yeah.
And Georgie said it's lovely and soothing. It's called Lorito Caprice, which is Little Bird, and I think it would be better in springtime. But it was actually written by my great-grandfather, that piece for his brother. They were virtuoso clarinetists, as some of you know, and that is still today used as an examination piece. Not many people play it because it is so damn difficult. People used to pay good, very, very good money to go and hear them play that one piece.
Wow, that is incredible. I didn't know that, Marion. That's unbelievable.
The more I listen to it, the more I like it. I've even had it as background music when I'm reading.
Do you know what? Because when I was listening to it, I thought it sounded very Russian-esque. So I don't know how it was written or with what in mind, but it's I mean, a clarinet sounds like a clarinet, but just the way how the whole music and emphasis is, I'd have thought it was Russian, but that was beautiful. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Wow. Peter, it is very strange and very difficult to play. As some of you might know, I've had horrendous trouble tracing my family tree, but I have managed to contact a cousin in Canada who is also a clarinetist, and through him I found out quite a bit. But Francisco, my great-grandfather, is now acknowledged to be the better of the two brothers, but at the time he was not considered to be so. Manuel was considered to be the better of the two.
So where were they from?
Seville. They were put in an orphanage and they won a scholarship. Well, they got scholarships to the Seville Music School and then scholarships to the Paris Conservatoire. And then they set up, they were founding members of what is now the Royal Philharmonic. They were members of the King's Band, for which you really should only be British. And they refused to give up their Spanish citizenship. They should have both been on the Titanic, the maiden voyage of the Titanic, but they weren't. Instead of which they played in concerts to raise money for the survivors. So yeah. And yes, it makes me think of Paris Cafe music as well, Brigitte. But yeah, it just goes to show that there is something in every family. I'm sure everybody watching Gogglefrogs, if you go back just one or two generations, there'll be something really, really interesting. I'm just fortunate in that mine can be shared so that you've all enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's incredible. Unbelievable.
Louise, it was called Lorito Caprice. I will put a link in Gogglefrogs. That's Lorito. I'll write it in Caprice. Lorito. Oh, help if I could spell. I can't spell Francisco. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Francisco. There we go. There you go, Louise. That's the name of the piece. But I will put a link to an even nicer piece. There's only about 4 YouTube videos on it, and if you were to listen to all 4, you will see the difference in quality.
And by somebody who is not that experienced in playing any musical instruments, you can see when somebody completes notes purely effortlessly, and when somebody has accomplished it and is doing very well. However, there is just that total flow from some who are at the top of their, shall we say, clarinet, profession, or pianists, etc. There are certain ones that it's just like watching this magical thing happen. So I can't wait to see the other one, if you know what I mean. And, I think I know what is going to be the difference.
Brigitte said that on her mother's side, a great aunt got in the line back to Andreas Hoffer, the Tyrolean freedom fighter who dared to oppose Napoleon. Good on him.
Wow.
There you go. See that every family's got one. They reckon every family has got somebody famous, a murderer, illegitimate, and usually Irish blood in them somewhere.
Yeah. There's all sorts, isn't there?
All sorts.
Yeah.
Well, shall we say hello to everybody?
Good mornings, yes.
Yeah.
Top to bottom or bottom to top?
Top to bottom.
Okay, so good morning, Brigitte. Lovely to see you today. And good morning, Georgie. And good morning, Jackie. I'm sure that you are working at the time. And hello to Janice. Lovely to see you again, Janice. And hello, Louise. And hello, Marion, other Marion. And hello, Sally. And hello, Tracy. And I know the world is going back to normal. However, I know more people are watching on replay as well. So we will see you on replay.
Yeah.
Well, that was such a different start to the morning, wasn't it? So, yeah. So we had a little bit of family history and some incredible music. So how do they do that? Years and years and years of practice.
Well, I suppose you could say the same about knitting and crochet, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It's just a different form of craft.
Yeah.
Or what's the word I want? Knowledge. Somebody else will think of the word I'm definitely trying to think of. Jackie wants to think about it. I have and Louise. I've posted those 2 parcels to you. I did it Thursday or Friday. Can't remember. Senior moment. Brigitte's saying, morning peeps, it's 110. So long as
that's episode, not degrees.
Yeah,
it's not that
warm. Jackie's saying good morning all, as is Georgie. and Sally, and she's saying that she loves the Rington caramel wafers. I want to try their snowballs, you know, the marshmallow things.
Can I just say, it was a few episodes ago that I don't know why I mentioned. Well, we're having a conversation about tea, I believe, and then we got on to Ringtons, and they are a traditional, old-fashioned company, just as Cadbury's and
Fries
and all of those. They were a factory. They provided sort of housing. They shut down the factory, and the whole factory had an away day to the the coast. That's what I mean by an old-fashioned traditional company like Rowntree's, etc. And they do the most incredible tea. Their caramel wafers are out of this world. I do have to buy some for my husband, so we can compare them to the Tunnocks ones that he always has. And if you live up north, there is a franchise that you can drive a Ringtons van that is all branded, and you stop outside people's houses, and they come out to your house and they choose their items from the back of your van, or you put an order. So it's a beautiful experience. So even if you see a Ringtons van, if you're up north, just wave at them and they will stop, as long as it's not one of those red zones. They will stop and you can buy out of the back of their van. It's quite incredible. So it's just takes me back to when I was little and the Ringtons man used to deliver the tea. We used to have the pot man, didn't we, back then? But don't think anyone's got a pot man anymore. But this was just lovely, and their stuff is incredible. So that's why we started to talk about Ringtons, and I'm so glad that you're liking their stuff. And I really do need to put in an order.
Sally does as well. I'm waiting to hear what Sally thinks of some orange tea that she bought. She was telling me about. So if that's as nice as it sounds, I might well be adding that to a shopping list of already.
Is that is it orange peacock?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
She said it's got pieces of orange in it, cloves and all sorts. And I must admit, I'm tempted, but I'm waiting to hear back from the official taster, Sally.
And they do incredible little things coming up to Christmas. So they do nice little hampers. They will bring out extra ones, probably when we get into September. I'm not too sure, but they do have some lovely Christmas gifts.
I've already earmarked some of them.
They'll probably add some more. Although who knows after this year, because it has been odd. So, but yeah, they're lovely. Sorry, I'll let you go on with the chat.
It's all right. Because I was thinking about the Corona man as well, who used to come round selling pop.
Yeah. Corona, and was it GB?
I don't know.
We had GB pop. So you had the Corona man, you had the GB pop man, and I think there was another one that never really took off. But we still have the milkman. I still have a milkman to deliver my milk. So there is some old-fashioned stuff coming to this house, but Ringtons I just love, absolutely love.
Perhaps we ought to set up a franchise down here, or perhaps Gogglefrogs could be a franchise of them. You can get their stuff on Amazon, but I think, why should Amazon get the money when I can send it direct to a little independent company?
Yeah.
Brigitta's saying it's 24 weeks on Thursday.
Thank you, Brigitta. You always keep me in check about the numbers.
And she also says, what a skill to play that strange looking instrument.
Yeah.
Georgie again says it was lovely and soothing. Sally says that was excellent and really lovely. I'm so pleased you like it. Mention that about the Paris Cafe Society. And Louise asked me what it was. And Brigitte about line back to Andreas Hoffer, which I hope I said correctly. Tracy says good morning. Janice says hello. Brigitte says, I think music and painting cannot be mastered if you haven't got the innate talent to build on already. I think you're spot on there.
Yeah,
you're spot on. I can't hold a tune in my head. I think it's sounding like a proper tune. until my husband, my daughter or my granddaughter give me one of those looks, as if to say, if you think that's a tune, it's not a recognizable one, Nanny. Oh, and Louise says, would you believe it? My postman has just delivered it, and Jackie said, I will keep a lookout for it. And Jackie says, I'm working. There we go. And Sally says it's called Orange Spice Samovar, and it's loose tea.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, and Jackie says, what tea are you on about? It's Ringtons, Jackie, and they do a red bush. I can tell you that because I looked. Sally's trying to find an infuser.
I think they'll do little infusers there, like the little balls that you put in. I think they do them. And they used to do something, it was part of a mug that you had like an infuser on the top.
They've got some of those, I think. Yeah. Oh, in Canada, we saw a teapot which has got one of those internal things that you put the tea bags in.
Yeah.
Richard saw it and said, oh, what a good idea. So he bought it. Guess where it was made? Guess where it was made?
I don't know.
Went all the way to Canada for us to bring it.
Do you know what? We did that years and years ago. My mum came down to visit me, and we were in Harrods food hall. So we'd gone around and around, and we're in the food hall, and we got a box, a clear box of strawberries, and the strawberries are about this big. And me and mum just said, oh, look at these, I've got to buy some. And there are these two guys there as well. And they said, oh my word, we've got to buy some as well. So we all went to the till and bought our strawberries. And just as we went through, two guys who were on holiday in the UK said, these are from California. We're from California. So they all came from California to London, to Harrods, who saw two females just cooing over the size of these strawberries. Bought them for, I mean, back then, I think they were well over £10 for this box of strawberries, and they were from their hometown, so it was quite funny.
That reminds me, when my daughter was about 17, maybe 18, so it's nearly 30 years ago, she went up to London to do her Christmas shopping. And she went into Fortnum's and she bought me some fresh figs. Yeah, and back then they were a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think I got 3. And some dates, fresh dates, which you still couldn't buy. I mean, today it's everywhere, but then, you know, very, very rare. Sally's trying to get an infuser. And she said that she spent a fortune last time. And Brigitte said what I was trying to say, but better. She said, I can hold a tune in my head, but doesn't come out of my mouth that way. That is exactly it, Brigitte. And Jackie said she's going to have a look now. I think you're going to have to be on commission, Angela. And Sally says the first place she had a look for the pot with infusion was the coffee shop. Is that the coffee shop by the Spotted Sheep, Sally?
Yeah. What's the coffee? House of Coffee.
That's the one.
House of Coffee in Leighton Buzzard. Beautiful. Roast all their own beans. Amazing little company.
And Jackie's gone on to say, OMG, just been on Rington's website. Dangerous. Yes, it is. Yes. Very dangerous. The only thing we didn't like was the ginger cake.
Yeah, you said it was heavy, didn't you?
I thought it was heavy. My husband thought it was too sweet. But everybody has their own choice. So I wouldn't say don't try it because you might like it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Sally says yes, but they don't have any ginger cake left. The ginger cake we had, Sally, came in the Monty box, I think, because I bought the Monty box as a
Ah,
which came as which you can order. You have to order separately. You can't put it in with a big order. That was a mistake I made because I sat here swearing at the laptop. Why can't I? And then further on down, and Sally says to me when I saw her, "You can't put it in the basket with everything else, Marion. It says so quite clearly." And it does in dirty grey red letters across the bottom. I miss
oh,
it. Oh,
that's so
dear.
funny.
Yeah. Are you going to go to Facebook and see?
I am going to. However,
Sunday?
I've got a question for everybody. I suddenly realised that my nephew is going to be born, should be born on the 24th of next month. However, because he's so big, may be born a lot quicker. Don't quite know. And I
How
suddenly
big is
thought,
he? How big do they think he's going to be then?
well, he's not. He's laying that way. I don't really understand about these things.
No.
You know me, because I'm not mummy. But he's quite big, and so anyway, maybe born a little bit early. So I would really appreciate all of your suggestions. If you could suggest a nice quick blanket or something that I could do very quickly that looks pretty. I don't want something that just looks like stocking stitch. But if you've got any lovely little blankets or anything for a newborn boy that you think this always goes down really well, I would really appreciate your suggestions. So please do let me know. I'll put something in the Facebook group and then you can just advise me. But yeah, it's one of those things that I never make baby stuff. I make odd cardigans for little niece, but nothing else. So, but I know we've got so many people who do lots and lots and lots of things. So please let me know. I can do straightforward. Well, I say straightforward crochet. I can do crochet, but nothing with picot type edging. I can knit and do picot type edging, but I don't appreciate stuff like that in crochet. So please let me know.
Sally's suggesting the corner to corner blanket from Patter Cake, and Jackie says that her great niece. You can't be old enough for a great niece, Jackie. It's not possible.
No.
She was born 2 months early on Saturday. She was due on the 22nd of October. I do hope she's going to be all right. Mind you, 2 months, 8 weeks, 40, 32 weeks. Yeah.
Thank you. And congratulations
On being a great aunt.
Yeah, that's lovely. So it would be nice to do something and just grab something out of the stash that I have. But as what happened last time when little Aggie was born, I went out to a lovely yarn fest place and bought lovely wool for what I thought was going to be for a little cardigan, and then realised it was hand wash only. Not good to give that to a new mum who has a new little daughter who would be sick on it every single day. So I kept it for myself and I knitted something else. But I've got lots of stuff in the stash. So look at Marion Lazy Days site. They have loads of patterns on there and lovely baby blankets. Thank you, Tracy. And it's just different places that we all go and look. But I know the sites I probably look at for patterns for me, I won't know where to look for the baby patterns. So thank you ever so much. So
I have a reversible one. I do. I can let you have the pattern. You do it on stitch count.
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm
so you can do it in whatever yarn you like. Aran, chunky, whatever. And it, as I said, it's reversible, tumbling blocks.
oh, thank you. And Jackie says tin can knits have a lovely blanket. Trying to find the name of it. Thank you. Sorry, I keep taking a picture because I haven't got a pen at the moment. So let me go on to Gogglefrogs site and show you what's happening on there. I refreshed a few minutes ago, but if I miss anything, please just let me know and we can go back and see what creations have been going on here. Let's have a quick look. There we go. Right. That's not shared yet, has it?
No. You want me to see if I can share it?
It's okay. It's thinking, it's done it now.
No, you've just got me. That's a shame.
Hello, sorry. I
I
think we had a little bit of a blip there, but hopefully it's back. So Deborah is off early in the camper van for a day trip to the coast. And we all know that the Gogglefrogs bag is going to be there with whatever project Deborah is working on. Have a good day all. And from us, have a beautiful day at the coast. And here's a big hello to Deborah and the Yorkshire coast, because I'm sure you're going to the Yorkshire coast today. So happy knitting to you too.
The lady doing the camper van knitting?
Yes.
That's going to be so gorgeous when she's finished.
It will. So camper van, for her camper van, I just think is so incredible. Yeah, we do have some of the patterns. We're having to reorder some of them because they're out of stock. But little camper van patterns for blankets and for cushions. So that's lovely. And Linda says she can't join us again today because they're actually parked for afternoon tea for her belated birthday treat. Have fun, Gogglefrogs, and Linda Ellis, a big belated happy birthday, and enjoy every mouthful of that afternoon tea and being normal after all these months. So happy belated birthday and enjoy it. And then you have to watch this on Radio Somerset. It's in the group, but it's Radio Somerset, and they've yarn bombed 2 villages. So the rats coming out of burgers, they've got benches, they've done all it. Look at them. There's a big effalump or elephant. 25 clues for children's book titles. So as people go around Hallatro and somewhere else. Did you catch the other name?
No, I didn't. I was so intent on what they've made.
I know, it's just beautiful. So I don't know how much time has gone into this.
The Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh, you got one. Brilliant.
I got one.
But it's just out of this world.
Is that meant to be Humpty Dumpty? It can't be, can it?
I don't know. It's just 25 different book titles to guess on the trail. Maybe we should think of doing something like this for Anglian.
Oh, there we go. Hi Littleton.
Hi Littleton. So it's going to be on until early September. So if anybody wants a trip out one day and not quite sure what to do, there's 2 villages there that you could go to. The link to the radio program or the TV program is in Gogglefrogs. And if you're not yet a member of Gogglefrogs Knit and Natter on Facebook, go in there and you can see the link. But that is just incredible, isn't it? So I think that Anglia in Bloom next time, probably next year, we could maybe do something like that to try and get gold. What do you think? Because we haven't won gold yet, have we?
We had gold last year, didn't we?
Oh, was it last year? I don't know. I didn't hear the results last year.
We did.
Did we? Oh,
I think so.
Because I just remember every year, like, we did incredibly well, but we didn't get gold. So if we did last year, that's perfect. But that's a lovely link for you to look at. And then Brigitte says, Mash Up Monday. Need a quick present for next Monday, so trying a plain version of the hat I did for myself. Lindy, do you recognise the yarn? Is this something that you've swapped? But I love that. That is beautiful. I love the colour.
The cables are beautiful, Brigitte.
They are. They are. I love that. The definition, the stitch definition on that yarn is beautiful and really shows it off. And there is that light and shade tone in that colour.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, that, you know, a plain yarn can show up something, you know, really shows the cable. But your cardigan for Aggie needs to be plain also because of the colour.
Yes, yes.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work if it was highly patterned.
No, no. There's a little sort of cable down each front, but that's just to give a border. Yeah, but that's lovely. I'd love to know what yarn that is as well, because that looks beautiful. And Helen, now this is a lovely, lovely, lovely end to a story. So Helen ordered some beautiful wool, and the wool was beautiful. However, the shades weren't as on the website, and it's beautiful hand-dyed yarn for an amazing lady who has Shandy from Expression Fibre Arts. And you know what? Sometimes things don't go according to plan. However, Helen reached out to Shandy. She was horrified that something had gone out that wasn't as she expected. But you know, as a business grows, less control, personal control. So she said, look, you can have a refund, or I can re-dye for you. What would you like? You know, she was just so concerned that something had gone out that wasn't as the website, and she re-dyed. And Helen kept the original because it felt so beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Absolutely.
Yeah, and she's now got the new ones as well, which is absolutely as per website. And just goes to show that, do you know what? Things do go wrong. Sometimes we'll receive something and it's not exactly as we thought, but just goes to show that that was absolutely a genuine mistake. I've followed Shandy now for years. She does amazing patterns, she does amazing yarn, and I think that's a beautiful ending to that. So incredible customer service, but Shandy just cares about every single person. She really does. She's beautiful.
She had a lovely pattern on, came through this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's for a sleeveless jumper, and I've printed it off because I've got just the yarn for it, and so that's on the list. And Jackie says that the tin can knit blanket's called Bounce.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you can do it in various colours.
Right, lovely.
Oh, and Anne's been having problems.
Tempting, because I'm now on there trying. I'll find it afterwards, but so thank you.
Been having problems with Demio. I think you need to read that because you're the Demio queen.
What's morning? Got into Demio earlier, informed me it was not working, even though it was fully working apart from the large notice booking page. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will get in touch with them. Sorry, I will. Is there any chance that you could send a print? Sorry, to print
A
the screenshot,
screenshot.
see what's happening. A screenshot. Sorry.
Eustace asking me. Because I got really chuffed with myself. Robert sent me a link last night for the music and said, is this right? And I said, well, I prefer this one. And I actually managed to go into YouTube and cut and paste the link to the one I would have preferred.
Oh.
And I felt so I'd really achieved something. And I said to him, isn't it amazing how something so simple can make you so happy? It doesn't have to be the big things in life that make you happy. It can be the small things.
It does. So I've sent a quick message. I'm so sorry about that, and we will see what we can do to get them to sort it out. When I tried to log in at the beginning, it did say it did give me a message, unable to connect, but then I went in again and I just thought it was a little internet glitch, but I'll see what's happening. So sorry about that today. This next one, I'm intrigued with this little pattern. So I will leave it there. There's a pattern in the group. I'm going to have a go at that. Oops, where's it gone?
I can't knit like that. It's sort of, to me, it's candid.
It's amazing. So I'm going to have a go at that myself. I only have to think about what type of yarn I need to use to make it look like that. But I just love how that's working. And
so do I. But I couldn't work out whether after she's done that row, she then does a purl row, or whether that's the same every row.
That's what I think. I think she does the same. So I'm going to give it a practice because I don't know why you'd have to do that first row again, but who knows? I'll have to practice and see, because it says row 1 and row 2, but then it doesn't say what 3, 4, 5, 6 should be. Is it repeating rows 1 and 2, or just repeating row 2? Don't know. So I'm like you, Marion. And I spotted that. It's just like this one little line missing, and I don't
in Russian or something.
I don't know what language it's in, but I can't read that. But this, Sally, can I just say, I am in absolute awe with this bag that you've created. So this is Sally's carpet bag, and she made it from the pattern link that she shared a few days ago, or a couple of days ago, Sally. So thank you ever so much. But did you do all of that embroidery yourself? Because I'm just amazed. I really am absolutely amazed. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So when we're back together and we can actually meet up, etc., please, 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 can you bring that one day so I can actually see the detail, because it's out of this world. So I absolutely love that. There's a picture of Dawn. Got distracted helping Lizzie sort out the craft room and Miss Gogglefrogs. That was so funny. It did put a smile on my face. But I did put a little message on there saying, Dawn, but Lizzie had lovely mummy time. So, and you get a replay, but you never get a replay of that beautiful hour you spent doing the craft room with Lizzie. So that's great. And then this was amazing, wasn't it, Marion?
Oops. Unbelievable.
Oh, sorry, this is the one. So
this gentleman was amazing.
So
amazing.
Has it taken him 2 years to do this?
Something like that.
And he's 82. And he has created this. So I'll just try to periodic table of the elements. It's just amazing.
It's a work of art. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just to graph it out, to work out where all the stitches are going, to make sure he's got the sizing right, to make sure he's got all the elements right. It's a mathematical problem as well, you know. Yeah. It would have taken him weeks probably to have charted it.
It's just
and then the colours.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely love it. So there is something created by a scientist which is appreciated and loved by all. So absolutely amazing. So do have a look at that on the page as well. And then here is Let's Knit. People's Friend is patterning with Stagecoach, a charity re-engage, inviting the nation's knitters create cheerful yarn-bombed bus that will tour the UK. So if you're interested in that, have a look. Part of the People's Friend. Someone did say what year, but I think that I don't know if you're doing it every year, but yeah, have a look. But that's lovely. We all love a bit of bunting, don't we?
I think we'd all find it difficult though to knit the way she's holding the needles though.
Yeah. I think that's possibly
posed.
Yeah, posed.
A photographer and a model who have never knitted in their lives.
Possibly. Or maybe she is, but maybe she's just thinking, oh, nobody can see what we're doing when we hold the needles normally. So we'll see. But yeah, and then Robert said, need a clue. Every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock we meet, and that's when we can bring a cup of tea or coffee, or you can bring your wine or your fizz or gin and tonic, whatever you fancy. But Wednesday night is a special night because we've been going for a little while now. We are bringing what people have asked for. So once it was merchandise, and a lot of that went, because we've got quite a few of these around the world now, around the UK. And then it was wool that we had a little bit of a session on last month. And then we've created something else for this Wednesday. So we will see what it's going to be. But here's a clue. So need a clue about Wednesday's event. Here you go. Take all of you, plus why we started episode 1, plus something we do every day, plus something from episode 58, plus something I did in episode 69 that had you all in fits of laughter, plus we'll be there for you. So that is the cryptic clue. There is no way I'd have got it. Absolutely no way. I can sort of piece it together. But that is a little bit of a flavour of what Wednesday evening is going to be all about. So
I haven't got a clue. I think I can get 2 of them, and that's about it.
And then Georgie posted this, which I think all of us absolutely love. And it said, be kind to everyone you meet. You never know who had to frog their entire crochet project today.
I think the kitten's gorgeous, though. The kitten is gorgeous.
I know. I want the kitten, and I love that pink as well. So that's just lovely. So thank you, Georgie. Deborah had a birthday bouncer castle that arrived on Saturday, so that's brilliant. And this was Trisha posted this one, and Fab Crochet Pattern, a lovely yarn shop in Lancaster, met them whilst at Spring Interval 2019. Now I absolutely love those colours. It's like cream, goes into a beige, goes into orange, and then goes into brown. But they are what I would term lovely autumnal colours. And I don't have a look in the Gogglefrogs page. It's F&M. I'm not too sure which one it is, but Sheepies. It's the Sheepies cake, I believe, that they've used. So have a look. I'm not too sure of this one from Fran. It's about brioche, and I've never done brioche, so I wasn't going to agree to do brioche yet. But it's a little pattern there that people are thinking about already. I'm going to glass over that because that's there's a few comments on there, whether it's a legitimate site that's gone down or whether it's a scam one. But can I just say thank you, Sally, for bringing it in, because then it sort of alerts us, so we get used to things like that, don't we? There's some of the frogs ready for Wednesday. And then Georgie says, now wouldn't this be a fantastic idea? Did we have, oh, we did that before, but where did Mary Poppins get her bag? I need one for my yarn. So I think we've gone through most of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we have. So thank you so much. I hope that I have gone through everything.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit on the chat as well, Angela. We need to go through quick. Brigitte's not doing the cables now on the Now hat, and it's too time consuming, and she struggles a bit with the size 5.5 needles. Too much gardening. The yarn is Andy, 65% wool, 35% alpaca, color 781, dye lot 182250, olive green grey, and says I can send screenshot, but it will only show as a still photograph. I have contacted Demio before myself, but sorry they talk tripe. It does not like my iPad. If I get the notice again, I will send a screenshot. I still enjoy the group though. That's great. Really good.
Aww.
Sally says, yes, she did the embroidery and the pink was to match the pink lining. I saw that bag in the flesh. It was amazing.
I can't wait to see it. I really can't.
Absolutely unbelievable.
So
Brigitte says, with regards to the video knit, if I purl like it's shown, my stitches are the opposite way to my knit stitches, and they would be twisted unless you go into the back of the stitch. I'd have to do it.
Yeah, it is not a purl that they're doing.
No,
it is. I have no idea what they're doing. Totally different stitch. But I think the effect is beautiful, and it would be really lovely on thick wool as well, because I think you could do a blanket.
Make a nice blanket. Brigitte also says that the periodic table is way above her horizon, and that she's got no yarn on her finger either. Yeah, you're right, Brigitte, she hasn't. And cryptic clues are also out of her sight. Jackie's saying bye, and Trisha's saying that she tried to join about 30 minutes ago, and my Chromebook has thrown a fit. I had Marion saying she was born 22nd October, 2 months early, on a loop. Guess I need to wait till the battery runs out. Can't shut it down. Well, that's Jackie's great niece that was born on the 22nd of October, Trisha.
I think that means it's on loop. It hasn't moved forward in the programs in the show since then. So that was at the beginning, is about 15 minutes in or something. So I'm not too sure.
Might even have been a bit further in than that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, she's a shame. Well, I've done a fair bit of knitting. I don't know about you, but time's up.
Oh dear.
Where did it go? I'm knitting another cardigan for my aunt.
Oh, are you?
Pale blue, just plain.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, we are 11:01. I want to say a huge thank you, Marion, for joining me. It's been lovely chatting with you. Thank you for all coming along today. Hello to all of you who've been out and about, loving life, and going to be watching the replay later. And I'm so sorry about the Demio issues. I'm just about to go back and speak to Myrna, I believe, who's come back to us. And I will say the issues that we've experienced. And thank you for all your suggestions from Tinkat Knits, etc. I will have a look at those blankets, and I will grab some stash and make a lovely blanket for my nephew to be.
I'm sure you will. And I'll put the link to Larito Caprice on.
Thank you. And thank you, Marion, for sharing that beautiful story about your ancestors too.
Yes.
Enabling us to listen to that music, which is very rarely played because it's so complex.
Yeah. Thank you and goodbye. See you all soon. Take care.
See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Bye.